Good morning, cousin. I can already tell that today's divination ceremony is going to be spectacular. And do you want to know how I know this? Lots of different reasons. First of all, before we went live, Ocean and I were talking. Ocean is your mod god for the day. And Ocean was like, just so you know, I'm having technical difficulties this morning. And I don't have a clock, a reliable clock. And I was like, oh, sweet, because I'm hormonal. So this is gonna be so great. I've already been just like ranting all morning. I can't imagine what it's like to live with me. I can definitely see why I can't imagine ever cohabitating with anyone outside of my coven. Like ever. Now that I've experienced it, I can't ever see myself cohabitating with someone outside of my coven. It's so much like mental labor to have to like Anyway, good morning. Yesterday was a very busy day. Yesterday was a very, very busy day. How was your yesterday? Witches, I see all of y'all up in the comments. How was your day yesterday? Like, how did you spend your time? Curiouser and curiouser. I met with several of the Unbound yesterday, talking about like there's always so much going on behind the scenes at this international resource center that we have. One of the biggest things that's going on right now is that the coven that we serve, that the Unbound serves, it's an international coven of neurodivergent witches who are dedicated to empowering those who have been marginalized by the influence of the big cappy pappy. And we're actually recruiting now. We are openly recruiting. We are looking for witches that genuinely and sincerely believe and know that the most valuable resource for what is coming is community. If you're like, whoa, she's fucking right. and you don't know where to start, our initiation process is very, very, very well supported. And it is to aid neurodivergent witches specifically in repairing their relationship with themselves, their magical practice, and their lives. And then you're able to initiate into this international coven of neurodivergent witches that has everything you can imagine, everything that you can ask for support in your magical practice. This coven has created and has it on virtual platforms, physical locations. We're going through massive expansions right now, which is why we are recruiting. So there, the summer class is open. The enrollment is open for the summer class. It starts in June. That is your first month. And how much real-time connection is there? For initiated members of the coven, we have an 80-acre homestead in rural Maine that you are welcome to come and explore your practice and see what it is to live the path of a witch born of shadow in community with other neurodivergent witches. So yeah, lots. And we're expanding. This is just the first of many. Okay. Are we ready to do this? This is a collective divination ceremony. And the question that we're asking is, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? But I believe that we have some voice of God announcements. And the reason I believe this is Ocean is off screen, like flailing like this. So I'm pretty sure that that's what it is, because I can't actually hear them. So please take it away, Mod God.
Thank you, Jen Marie. I do have some announcements today. Thank you for noticing my flailing. Please join us for our free monthly please join us for our free monthly ritual rave happening tomorrow at 11 a.m. Pacific time, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's super fun to dance with everyone, so I totally encourage you to come and see what it's like to rave with witches. Next week on Saturday, we have our second Wisdom in the Weave live right after our morning divination ceremony. And after that, on the same day on Saturday, we have Celestial Connections Taurus. This workshop is designed to support you in embodying your Taurus archetype, embracing your second house, and living the authentic expression of your Venus. Thank you, Jen Marie. Back to you.
Thank you, Ocean. I also noticed that Claire asked me a question about real-time connection within the coven. And my brain just interpreted real time as in like physical locations. So this entire operation is managed by a non-hierarchical group of neurodivergent witches that are passionate about this community support. And we got together and created our own app space even. It's a community app space where you can come in and engage with other witches in real time that understand your lived experience. You have access to group rituals. You have access to SAS, which is amazing. SAS is a spirituality and support symposium. So you have a bunch of witches from all over the world getting together, talking about their lived experience. And it's a place where you can ask questions and get a lot of different perspectives. You can ask for advice and get a lot of different perspectives. You can also info dump about whatever it is that you are like currently researching or super interested in and get a lot of different perspectives. It's amazing. And we have so many different like clubs and things as well. And this is what's open to the public. There's even more that the coven has access to, like mind-bogglingly more than what uh, than even that. So yeah, lots of connection, and that's where the international comes in. We've got witches in all of the time zones. And sometimes we even have to make considerations for northern hemisphere witches and southern hemisphere witches because we're in different seasonal places in our sun cycle, and that influences our magic because we are a part of that process. So, yeah, lots of stuff. We've this when I say that this is our obsession is to create the most powerful, influential coven in the world, and we have already reached that point, and now we're like, what more can we do? And this is with like a handful of witches. What would happen if we had double that? What are we capable of? We've already manifested everything that everyone in the coven has asked for. Everything. And so we've all gotten together and we're like, all right, well, what would happen if we just like went all in? And for most of them, this is like done in their pastime. What would happen if all of our attention were in on this? So I actually wrote a book about it. It's called The Grimoire of the Ungovernable. It explains kind of what it is that we're doing and why we're doing it. And yeah, let's do this. 10 minutes of yammering, man. All right. I'm going to start by taking a drink of water because hydration is important. And we sip, everybody. We have this like unspoken thing uh, in our circle that when you see another witch drinking, we all do it. It's a thing. What I'm looking forward to, just when you think I'm done, right? Well, I'm looking forward to what I look forward to most when we welcome new brooms into our spaces is that, again, I cannot stress this enough, neurodivergent witches, okay, and all of our comorbidities. Can you imagine engaging in a community where the culture is neurodivergent? That is how we engage. So where you can be unapologetically yourself and unmasked, where you can like lean into your echolalia because everyone else is doing it too, where you can uh, say you're overstimulated and get support immediately, where you like the culture is completely different. The norm is divergent and supported. And I'm really, and most of the time, that's not fully experienced until you're physically with a group of us and you're able to um, physically experience what that culture is like. That to me is one of the most amazing things to watch happen in witches is when they realize that they found their people. Okay. Jeez. So, as Ocean has put on the screen, this is supposed to be a live divination ceremony, but you know, I get chatty. And like I said before, I'm hormonal, so that's fun. All right, I'm gonna start by taking 3 deep breaths. I'm gonna do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. You do the same, and then we'll get into this together. Okay. 3 deep breaths, come to presence, and then let's do this. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is air within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space. For our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. And now we make a declaration of intention. What are we doing? Why are we here? I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self. To pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power and I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour because I am home. So sometimes I wonder, should I like explain how I got to where I just like where I am? But I'm like, no, okay. So there's this thing in witchcraft communities where you don't out other witches, right? You don't talk about another witch's practice. And I'm and most of you are like, "Oh, of course," right? But what's interesting is now because a lot has evolved and now we're more in public. We're more public facing than we've been for time immemorial, right? Well, at least because, since the influence of the big cappy pappy. Anywho, um, when I see members of my coven come into the comments and talk, I find that I'm resistant to saying, "Hey, there's a member of my coven," because that's outing a witch. Do you see? Oh, I see y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. In fact, I think it's really funny that someone asked about our international reach, and then not even 2 minutes later, one of our international, coven members is not very far away from them, that's on, like, the same continent with them, pops in, and, so that was fun. That was a fun experience. So, yeah, life is weird. Being a witch in this modern era is also very strange. I'm here for it. Let's see where our attention needs to be today. Because clearly there needs some filtering. So we are dialing into the collective flow. Where does what is today ripe for? We could work on any facet of our relationship with our life today. What should we look at? All right. Put my glasses on. Where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? My hair's driving me crazy today. It's gotten this like new life lately. In fact, yesterday, every single person that I met with yesterday took one look at me, or all of them said, "Whoa, your hair." It was great. It was great. Like, I get it. My hair's a lot, but I'm like here for it. I'm leaning into my swamp witch era, guys. My bog witch. The Knight of Wands upright. There. I'm going to read the prompt. This is the Tarotorial deck by Raven and Rogue. This is not sponsored. I really like their interpretation of the cards. So I'm going to read the prompt that's written on this card without influencing your interpretation. Now is the time to go for it. Be committed to your purpose and vision and do whatever it takes to bring your goals to life because you know that your potential is limitless. Your energy is high right now, but be sure that you're thinking before acting so that you don't stumble over your own feet. And then reversed, there's a passion welling within you to work on something, but you may not know how to funnel it, or perhaps exactly what to work on. Or maybe you're juggling too many tasks rather than focusing on something sustainable. You don't need to do everything at once. Be sure to keep your impulses in check because you're at risk of saying or doing something that you may later regret. So, brew on that. What does that mean to you? As I read that, what facet of your life came to mind or to heart? Okay. We're going on a very slight side quest because I think that it's important for us to have these conversations, right? When you are doing divination, not all of us are going to receive the information through the same channels. Our physical bodies and our energetic bodies they're all wired and plugged in a little bit differently. So when I am thinking about an interpretation, what I experience is like memories start coming forward, images sometimes start coming forward, and this is going to be dependent on your primary clairs as well. For some of you, you might smell something. Others, you might have an emotional reaction to it in some way. Uh, so, my question for you, and please put in the comments, is how do you receive that information? What is your actual experience of it? Okay. Your guides don't always communicate with you like someone standing in the room having a conversation. Sometimes it's this internal system that you're engaging with. Okay. Heather, I love that. And Heather, that actually that is another way that witches can get information is through their attention in their lived experience. Like I had a witch, I think their name was Trish, who was the first one that I heard say this. They would say something was highlighted, right? For whatever reason, that tree was really highlighted, or the crack in the sidewalk was highlighted. I knew that that was important. So yeah, I'm talking about the clairs in so your way of receiving spiritual sensory information. Okay. This is very much a like 'tis the season of like this is very much a 'tis the season card for our northern hemisphere witches because it's springtime. It is the early spring. It's where your manifestations are about to be put into fertile ground to take root, but you're still in that deciding, you're still a little bit in that planning phase where you're working on your starts, you're working on what it is you want to actually do, but you haven't actually put them into the ground yet. There's still time to decide where you want everything or what makes the most sense. I During the growing season, I very often will tie spiritual working into my garden. So just be prepared for a lot of those metaphors and analogies because it's very tidy. Anyway, just like when you are growing food, right? Especially when you're first starting out of, you know, stepping more into like food sovereignty and starting to grow your own food, the biggest question is, well, what do I grow? What do I grow? And how much do I need to grow in order to actually like feed myself? And the same thing is with these big dreams that you have. It also applies. It's like, you've never done this before. So I've never allowed myself to dream about what I really want. How do I know which which is best for me, right? That recognition that you don't have all the information, and yet you have this really strong urge to do this thing. You know that it's important to do the thing. Okay. So here's how you make that decision. In your garden, you grow what you like to eat, right? Don't grow radishes if you don't like radishes. Don't grow radishes because the permaculture guy said that radishes grow well with the stuff that you want. Don't do it. Don't invest in stuff that you're not actually interested in. Okay. So when you are thinking of your dream, don't invest in what someone else told you that you should invest in or someone else's idea of a worthy investment. Take time to actually look at your life and you and what do you like to eat? What do you like to uh, experience? Okay. This, like, it's not necessarily urgency, it's this forward momentum that you're starting to feel, this kind of launching of energy. This is the season. There's nothing wrong with you, and there's no emergency, right? Even with the state of affairs. Your dreams, what you actually are here to do, is not going to be a product of urgency. It's not going to be a product of fear. It's going to be something that is rooted in what brings you joy. What do you love? Okay? So, make a list. I love lists. We love a list, don't we? Make a list of the things, all of the possibilities. I love cabbages and carrots, right? I love spending time in nature. I love creating art. I love just write down all of the things that you love. What do you want? And then take a second look at your list and see if there's anything on that list that you put on there because you believe that you're supposed to want that. All right. And get some clarity with that. So now we got to look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of that is making it to where we're not able to interpret this forward momentum clearly. We're not able to see. We drew the sun reversed for our shadow card. Read this. You're having a tough time staying positive right now. Something is hindering your growth or causing you setbacks, and your confidence has taken a hit. The reverse sun could instead be telling you that you're being too optimistic in the face of dreadful circumstances. Be sure to take a close look at your surroundings and the situation at hand. Handle things with caution. And the upright is you're certainly feeling the warmth of the sun and have much to be thankful for. Quite a lot of joy and abundance are headed in your direction. Your energy and confidence are infectious. Shine onto those you care about most. So, brew on that. What does that mean to you? What are you in resistance to or in denial of that's influencing your ability to see what you need to be doing clearly? Mhm. Kristen, you're going to find that the Unbound have a very different relationship with the Tower card. All of us are like, yeah. Like it's Tower cards are painful, but it means that massive expansion and everything that's like not meant for you is getting swooped off. Is swoop. I don't think I'm using swoop in the right context, but there we go. It's just going to get cleared away and you'll have a clean slate to work on. No question, right? The sun though. Okay? The sun. Yeah. I know, interesting that we got the reverse sun in when yesterday was all fool devil. Mhm. Okay. Keep going in like 4 different directions with this. So, give me a minute. I'm filtering. Hmm, interesting. You know what comes to mind actually for this? The thing that is most highlighted, the flow that we could go in with this reading is that like the love and light culture. So the sun brings immense clarity, right? Not just immense clarity, but uh, specifically clarity and vitality to what you are growing, right? Talking about the sun. Um, but there's this feeling and that embracing, okay, when I say to embrace the vitality of the sun right now, right? Like right now, with all of what's going on, embrace the vitality of the sun. Would that feel like sincere to you right now? Or would you have to like be abandoning parts of yourself that are freaking the fuck out, right? Uh, this isn't a time if you're wanting to be super successful with whatever it is that's going on. This isn't a time to be just thinking positively. Thinking positively is shallow magic. It's shallow. Because what's underneath all that fear, all of that like the reality check stuff going on, that still exists. And if you are not addressing that, your magic will only have so much influence, right? If like right now is a time to shine the light of the sun on the whole thing, not just what you want to see, right? But shine that light of clarity on the truth of what you are experiencing right now. And if right now you are scared and confused, then that's where your attention needs to be to address what you are afraid of, uh, what you are uncertain of. Ask the questions, okay? You can't just fake it through this. I mean, you can. You can do shallow magic if that's what you want to do. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you're wanting to change the world, it's not happening in the shallows. That happens in the deep end. Okay. You can't expect big magic to come into shallow water. It won't fit. There's no space. Okay. So it's okay for you to demand clarity. It's okay. It's not you focusing on the negative for you to investigate. Okay. It's when we dwell there in hopelessness that it becomes like problematic, but that's not where you are. Where you are is, hey, I'm really uncomfortable and I'm uncertain about what's going on. And rather than trying to like stuff it, I'm going to actually investigate what is really going on. How does that really influence me right now? And how much of this uncertainty and lack of clarity is because like a veil's been pulled over your eyes? Like you're supposed to be putting on rose colored glasses and pretending everything is fine and everything's going to blow over. Yes, it will, but not by us sticking our heads in the sand and pretending everything's okay. Yeah, don't sugarcoating is so fucking expensive, guys. You don't understand how expensive it is to sugarcoat things. Like, ugh. Okay. All right, that's our reading for the day. The vitality of the sun is there for you. It is there for you. Like I've said over and over again this year, like this is when the big success happens. The big, cool, amazing things happen. But you'll if you know that it's going to be successful, if you stay in the shallow waters, it'll fill that space, but you can go deep. It's just going to require you to do a little more work. Okay. But you're not alone. You don't have to do this work alone. In fact, I don't believe that we were ever meant to do this work alone. I believe that the medicine that we need most now is community to repair our relationship with ourselves and each other so that we can work together in creating a world where there is a place for us, right? We got this. You've got this. And if you need support, come to the ask space. Actually ask for support. You can do it. You can do it. It's funny how the hardest thing for most of us to do is to ask for support, to advocate for our needs. Makes sense why. But in a matriarchal community, you're not going to have people coming and telling you what to do, offering unsolicited advice. You have to ask. You have to. But that's how we will meet you where you are. We'll meet you there. You just have to ask. Okay. Let's close out this working. I'm going to be spending the rest of the day transplanting the brassica starts that we got going on, the cabbages and broccoli and cauliflower and stuff into their bigger pots. They've gotten huge already. And yeah, it's going to take up, we're going to be like taking up we have a huge table in the sluttery room. And that's where we've got all of our starts on. The sluttery room, I know. Look it up. It's a thing, and it's exactly what it means. This is the best things happen in the sluttery room. Okay. Hand on your heart. Take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. All right, cousins. Have a great Saturday. And remember, if you can't be good at it. Bye.